Is that what we doing now? Gotta call off work to watch these long ass movies? Started watching in the morning, didn't finish till dusk. Once we started getting towards the end, it reminded me of church when the preacher's been talking for like 6 hours and someone yells, "Take your time, Reverend." This is just one long movie. Zack Snyder's Justice League. So Zack Snyder's Justice League is the movie we didn't know we needed. What do you call this? Is it a remake, a remix, another version, an extended director's cut? I really don't know how to label this movie. So the original Justice League was pretty much made by two different directors, Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon. And for the most part, everybody hated it. It was all over the place, and you can definitely tell that two different people had their hands in the pot when they made it. And I guess after much demand and many director's cuts, Zack Snyder decided to just re-release this whole movie entirely. I really don't know what compromising photos he has on Warner Brothers, but it definitely feels like he runs the place at this point. But as far as this re-release goes, I actually liked it. If you didn't know by now, it's 4 hours long, so you definitely have to prepare yourself mentally for this type of movie because you're gonna be there a while. The synopsis for the most part is pretty much the same as the original Justice League movie, but I like how this one picks up where Batman vs. Superman left off. And for the most part, this movie does a really good job at filling in the blanks and answering the questions we didn't really get answers to the first time. I also like how in this movie, they took time to explain what the mother boxes were really for and how they got activated. And I was like, damn, I ain't know them little squares were that important. And you really don't realize how much is cut out from the original until you see this movie. And I feel like with it being 4 hours long, it allows the movie to breathe and explain a lot of different things that were happening throughout the movie. For the most part, this movie is pretty similar to the original. They basically added alternate scenes, longer scenes, and upgraded bad guys. And this go around, it feels like characters that didn't have their own movies, they allowed them to have a little more screen time and their character development be a little more elaborated on. They still keep Steppenwolf as the main villain, but he gets a little enhancements. They really have him pulling up like Deontay Wilder when he took his first L. Steroids has his voice a little deeper, and Lean has him moving a little slower. And I say all that to say, I kind of like the original one better. He's a little more bare bones, but he looked more naturally aggressive and less overcompensating. They put so much chrome on him, it was kind of hard to distinguish features on him at times. And he looked like this big metal glob. Overall, it doesn't seem like he interacts with the superheroes too much. There's not a lot of fights between them, and I think that's because a lot of the screen time went towards character development instead, which works. The Zack Snyder's version is also a little different as to how they pace the movie. They break it up into different sections and they remind you as you're going on where you're at in the movie. And I think that helped the movie stay balanced. It wasn't jumping from place to place and it didn't feel like a train wreck. It stayed on course and did its job, tone-wise and story-wise. When it came to character developments, I feel like Cyborg had the most improvement this go around. They really allowed Ray Fisher room to add depth to his character and really allow us to know just who Cyborg really is. We get to see how he was before he was Cyborg, and I think this go around we really get an understanding as to why he has this sadness and this pain about his character. The tone is definitely serious and they add some comedy just here and there. They don't overdo it. And for some reason they were able to add Superman again. This time he doesn't look like he went to a surgeon first. Senor Kent. He doesn't have much alterations, but the stuff that they do tweak about his character really works for the best. I definitely feel like the Zack Snyder cut is head and shoulders better than the original, but I feel like they kind of were forced to put it out this way. If they hadn't been in a rush when they first started making this damn franchise, we probably could have got a part 1 and part 2, similar to how Marvel did. What I do like about Warner Brothers is that they don't play it safe like Marvel does. We always read different stories about how they took certain scenes out because they feel like the audience wouldn't get it or it was too premature. But with Warner Brothers, they just throw it in there. Superman is basically the Hulk of the franchise, and there's a 50-50 chance he'll be bad. To me, Wonder Woman is still the strongest character and the most level-headed. Flash is the most important character. Aquaman is kind of the neutral character. He doesn't really do too much, he doesn't do too little, and the less my mans he had, the better. Batman feel like the Joe Jackson of everyone. He brings the group together and kind of falls back in the end. And then Cyborg, to me, was the catalyst in this specific movie. He's definitely who I think the movie was centered around, and he's the real reason why everything moves forward and progresses. Towards the end, it definitely feels like they're just throwing stuff at the wall. Towards the end, there's a scene with Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I liked it. He's less jittery and he feels more restrained and in control with his character. And he gives me hope that he can pull it off well. You also have a scene with Jared Leto as the Joker. I'm reserving judgment for his particular character. I still didn't really like it, but maybe he'll bring something to the table with the new Suicide Squad. If you don't have work or you have a very big gap in your schedule, I definitely suggest checking this film out. I'd say Zack Snyder's Justice League is an exciting film that keeps you entertained. Do you think Flashpoint's gonna remake everything, or will they keep things together and put out another project? Let me know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and attack the comment section. Peace.